Good morning, YouTube. Here are the last of my garbage picked mowers from Bulk Waste Pickup. You can probably tell I got a pretty wide range of lawn mowers. Some nice, some not so nice. Some I worked on, some I haven't. Some still need work. I'll give you a quick look at each of them. It's very windy today, so I'm trying to stay in the garage, try to keep the wind noise down. But here's the first one, the cheapest, most basic mower, a weed eater with the Briggs classic engine. I've already worked on this a little bit. I'm going to finish up with a separate video on this. This thing kind of blows my mind. It was left outside, I'm pretty sure, but the deck is really good. And the shroud, recoil, is really good. But what isn't very good is the old gas tank. It completely rusted, and inside is, I don't know if you can see there, there's probably a good centimeter of mud in there. The carburetor pickup tube is completely covered by that mud. So I dug around in my spare parts and I found a couple carburetors and tanks, and I've already had this running and it ran fair. It might need a diaphragm, which I purchased, but it doesn't smoke. So I think this little guy has potential. Everything else is really good. The wheels are good, the deck is shiny, it doesn't fit a bag, the oil even looks clean, even though I'm going to change it. Cables, rope, everything's good. It's just this tank was a mess. Lawnmower number 2, a Craftsman 6 1/4 horsepower Tecumseh, 21-inch cut. I've already worked on this a little bit. This guy sat outside, kind of like the weed eater, although nothing's real rusty. The cover might be starting to rust. I haven't tried to clean it yet. But this guy had some old fuel in the tank, so I actually switched out the tank with a spare, popped on a brand new Tecumseh aftermarket carburetor, and this also did need a new intake manifold gasket. I had this running with the brand new carburetor and it ran like crap, and when I would hit the primer then it would run good, so that told me it was either running too lean or getting air in somewhere. And I took off the intake manifold and a piece of the gasket was missing, so I put that on and it sounds pretty good now. It did not have the bag when I found it. I had one in the garage, and I did have to add one of the center hubcaps, but the other 3 were there. And all 4 wheels are in good shape. They don't wobble too bad. So let's see if I can wake this guy up today. When I first was working on this a couple days ago, I got it to start up and run like crap, like I mentioned. I let go of the bail and the stupid thing wouldn't turn off. So I have replaced the engine brake kill switch assembly from a junk lawnmower, a junk Tecumseh. And when I tried to get it to turn off, I tried to pop off the spark plug boot, which did kill the engine. When I did that, the spark plug boot fell apart. The coil was no good, so I swapped out the coil from a junk Tecumseh. And like I said, I put on a good spare carburetor and a good clean spare gas tank. And with all the troubleshooting to finally diagnose the intake manifold gasket, I've got some time in this lawnmower. Fortunately, I think it paid off. This thing doesn't smoke, it runs well. I've mulched some leaves with it already, and hopefully it'll clean up pretty good for springtime. But there it is. Lawnmower number 3 is a Toro Super Recycler 6 horsepower Briggs, and it is rear wheel drive. 3-speed, much like an older mower, an older Toro that I have in the garage. Has the aluminum deck. This Toro is a 1998, and it works just fine. At first, when I tried to diagnose what was wrong, I'd squirt carb cleaner in the carburetor. Nothing. No sputters, no pops, nothing. Changed the spark plug, nothing. So I thought, oh, okay, no spark, probably needs a new coil, or a used one. Took off the cover, the shroud, looked at the kill switch, and I think it was just dirty. I think it had some oily dirt on it, and this thing was just grounding out all the time. After I cleaned that, I put my spark indicator on it, and it said I had spark. I put it back together, put gas in it, and it runs just fine. And all 3 speeds work. So, let's see if I can wake up this guy today. So unlike my other Toro that's similar to this one does not have a choke. It has a primer. Not a whole lot of gas in it. This one does not fit a bag, which is good because I don't have one that fits it anyways. But as it is, it's a great mulcher. It runs and sounds great. And this will be an easy sell in the spring. And last but not least, the best of all 4. Well, maybe Best is up for debate. The newest of all four is a Toro Recycler 22-inch with the newer Briggs, and it's a personal pace, and everything works. It didn't have the bag. There again, I had one in the garage. It's filthy. Hopefully it'll clean up. Who knows where I found it. This lawnmower was sitting on the curb next to some other trash, and also next to a Toro 2-cycle snowblower, an older one. I didn't pick that up. I left that for someone else, but I took this mower. And it looks like this is a 2015 lawnmower. This is one of the newest ones in my garage. So not only is it pretty much like brand new, this thing runs. I have no idea why it was thrown out. I haven't used it very much, but everything seems to work. I haven't really done a darn thing to it, other than I added a little oil to it. I don't know why it has this tape on the air filter box, but at least it has one, and it doesn't look that bad. So let's wake up this one. And it's an auto choke. So the day I found it, it started with one pull. Today it took about, what, 4? Maybe this does have a little bit of a dirty carburetor. Maybe that's why they threw it out. Maybe it didn't start. Would not surprise me. So, someday we'll clean that carburetor, clean out that plastic jet, and we're going to have a really nice Toro for spring. And there we have it. The last of my major finds for the year, most likely. My last hurrah. Thank you, Bulk Waste Pickup. All 4 of these should be fixable and sellable. I shouldn't have to scrap or part out any of them. They all just need a little bit of love, a little bit of maintenance, maybe some spare parts, and a little time. So, thanks for coming with me, and thanks for watching.